It's a marathon, not a sprint, right? I guess that's a phrasing that a lot of us are familiar with or we've heard before. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Yeah, that's a phrasing that a lot of us are familiar with. And we've heard it before from different platforms, whether it was spaces that we were engaging ourselves in, our personal spaces, working spaces. Yeah, the list goes on and on. But to some extent, now what happens if it becomes a sprint, not a marathon? What happens in that in that way if something now becomes a sprint but not a marathon? And I'll say this on social in this way. To some extent, I think there are things that we do or things that we say just to sound a bit smart. Like, yeah, we are going. And there's so many of us who fall within that trap, or so many of us who fall within that illusion of saying, yeah, I sound smart, keep. Yes, we're winning and everything else. Um, so, with that being said, here's one thing that I just want to say. With the new developments that have been happening within the educational sector, look, I'm a huge advocate for education, especially when it comes to kids or any developmental part that goes into it. I'm a very, very huge advocate. I even take it so personal. My partner knows, and some of my close friends as well. They do know that I take it so much personal when it comes to development and entirely, nje, especially when it involves kids. So, with the new developments in the educational sphere or educational sector, there's been a new approach now that is called Education 4.0. Yeah. Yes, I understand we need to keep up. Yes, I understand we need to grasp with the move of everything else, how education is seen, how education is done, how education is deployed across different what's the word, across different functionalities, across different um, operanda in a way. But again, I think this is a sprint. Everything else has become a sprint now, not even a marathon. And considering that our educational system has been, I don't know whether it's a marathon, it has been crawling, and we're not even maybe jogging in this marathon. We've been crawling like babies, taking baby steps. And the fact that now we've moved to education 4.0, yeah, it feels like a sprint now. It's like we are here, but this system, it's I can't even fit. Like, yeah, that's how far it has gone. That's how far it has gone. So let me pretty much just try to explain this thing. Guti is a So there's education 2.0 and there's education 3.0, and now we are moving to education 4.0. So 2.0 was more of introduction of of learning infrastructures in schools and stuff like that, you know, and having to adapt everything into what we used to, the brick and mortar, which someone will write from the chalkboard, oh, we have this, write notes and stuff like that. But now we're slowly and surely getting into understanding the basics of these infrastructures, of these learning outlets and stuff like that. That is 2.0. And with 3.0, it was more of okay, we've now gotten to understand these basics. We now gotten to understand these structures end. So now we we pretty much climatize every learner for that matter, or everyone involved in that learning journey, to understand these systems. And the list goes on and on. So now 4.0 4.0, it's more of critical thinking, it's more of adaptation, it's more of what's the other word, critical thinking, adaptation, creating entrepreneurial mindset. That's education 4.0. And they should start from schools, of course. But now my argue point is, if you're now moving to this education 4.0, how far have you managed to get beyond education 2.0? Like, how far have you went to understanding that? Because the truth is, if you can go to the many schools that are out there, especially government based schools, you'd see first, like first thing first, the people that have to teach these things are not there, or the people that have to teach these things are not well oiled to do these engagements or to do these type of teachings, or let alone the structures. You know, the structures are not allowing, the structures are not allowing to move at this pace. Yes, I understand. Education 4.0 sounds smart, like we're moving, adapting to the world, and. But it doesn't do any justice in a way, because yes, the policy is there, the policy is keeping up, but how that is implemented, it's not there. It's not even keeping up, let alone, as I've said, the structures are limiting everything. It's like we have so many government schools that some of them, they don't even have overhead projectors in schools. I mean, it's stressful, guys. It's it's just a mess. Yes, I understand. We try to keep up with the world. We try to keep up with some of the things that are happening out there. But personally, I do feel like this is a sprint. Yeah, we should be in the marathon, but this is a sprint. And it being a sprint, it makes everything else or it puts everything else on a disadvantage, if that makes sense. Because look, we haven't even mastered the education 2.0, let alone the education 3.0, and now we're moving to 4.0. I mean, come on. I mean, come on. I know, no, no. But hey, I would love to hear your views. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Please don't forget to subscribe, and let's chop it up on the comment section. Yeah, on what are your views on these phases: education 2.0, education 3.0, and education 4.0, which is where we are now, or which is where or what we are actually approaching. And what is your overall view, given the fact that we haven't gotten the grasp of understanding 2.0, and now we're moving to 4.0? So, yeah, let's chop it up in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. And please don't forget to subscribe. Peace out.